Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and look at a photo shoot I actually did with my cousin and my girlfriend, and pretty much just run through the process, talk about what we did, what we liked, what I liked, the pictures that I selected, why I selected the ones that I did, and just sort of like run through the whole process. That's something I found very useful for me when I've seen videos like that on YouTube of photographers talking about actual shots that they like and sort of working throughout the process and stuff like that. My cousin isn't a model, so keep that in mind as you're watching this, but at the same time, I myself don't consider myself very good at directing models when it comes to photography. So it's something that I'm trying to work a little more at, work a little more efficiently with. And throughout this process, you're going to go ahead and sort of see those hiccups and everything like that. I think all in all, this was about like a 2-hour-ish session. So we'll probably like fly through this whole thing, talk about which shots actually got picked, which ones actually got selected, and I'll show you guys the finished results as we sort of go throughout this video. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn. You don't gotta grab popcorn. I don't know why I said that, but enjoy this photo review video. Okay, so first and foremost, here's my goofy face trying to set up the GoPro. Nice. Alright, so here I'm just sort of like dialing in my settings, trying to figure out what I want, what I need. So we'll go ahead, we're getting out there. I'm asking her about her jacket because we were sort of trying to do a color thing where I was doing blue, she was doing red. You'll see why later on. And pretty much it was kind of cold outside, so she didn't want to take it completely off, and I didn't want her to either because I was just as cold. So right now I'm just keep my focus on.
Towards the camera.
There we go. Yeah, I took about 2 pictures right there. First two of the shoot. I'm trying to get the feel for it, get the mojo, all the stuff. I'm trying to use the ground. There's another one right there. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. In moments like this, I like to go ahead and have the person that I'm shooting with. Again, I don't really shoot with models, but I'll actually have them do an action, and I'll give them a goal or objective, a very small one, to sort of do real quick. And when they go ahead and do that, as they're, if it's look left to right, as they look left to right, I'll quickly take a bunch of photos to get that process. And then if it's step this way, step that way, or put your hands in your pocket, take your hands out, I get all the in-between shots, because usually for me, it's the in-between shots that I find a little more interesting, that I like a little more than the actual, once they actually get to the pose. So I'll give them a pose, but I like what's before the pose compared to like anything else. What I'm trying to do is use the ground to go ahead and give some distance from camera and the subject and really show off her shoe. So right now I'm on my 24mm prime lens, and I'm just trying to get the ground, make it look grand and big, grandiose. Is that a word? Grandiose. And then at the same time get the Chicago in the background. And I think this was maybe like a 2-hour shoot. Like, it was real quick. She had just shown on like Instagram a day before that she got new shoes. I was like, are you busy at all? Monday, she said no. We went ahead and just went out and started taking pictures. So a lot of times it's just it's really random like that. You just sort of like go out. I was hoping the weather would hold up, and it did pretty well. So but yeah, I'm just trying to move her pose around. We got this little puddle right here that I really like, and I was trying to get the reflection. It wasn't enough puddle, but I was getting some sort of a reflection of her and the shoes. So I really like that. I'm shooting in live view autofocus, and I'm shooting in live view autofocus because quick view you would have to, I'm shooting with the Canon T3i. In quick view you would have to sort of frame her, click what you want to be in focus, and then recompose your shot. And I didn't want to do that. So instead, I would frame up the shot. I would use live view. I would actually look at the monitor, the LCD screen on the back, and I'd move the focus point to her shoes so that that was the thing that was in focus the whole time. And I'm just trying to like be creative with the shots here. I'm thinking about the outside of the shoe, the inside of the shoe, Chicago in the background with the shoe in the foreground, the reflection. Like, it's as much as it is about her, it's also about the shoe, just because like that's kind of what the shoe was. It got kind of out of hand later on because she had her shoes, I had my shoes, and then it turned into this battle scene thing. You could check it out on Instagram, but at least to begin with, it's all about the shoes and sort of composing this shoe in the bigger world of Chicago and the bigger world of Logan Square here. Yeah, so just playing around. There was one thing right here, like, I don't know, I was trying to, there's like a little crease on her shoe that I didn't really like, and I was trying to get her straighten out her leg a little more so the crease was a little less. Just trying to make the shoe look as good as possible. That's about it. There's Tay, looking cool in the background, doing her cool Tay stuff. Yeah, and you can see that I'm sort of like playing on this, I'm playing right here on the reflection. I'm trying to get that from the puddle as much as possible. By the way, if you are watching this and you're learning, that's great. But if you're watching this as someone who has done work like this before with directing and you have experience in that, always feel free to leave down some comments down below. I learn off YouTube, I learn off this community. So if you're just like, if you've worked with models or actors and actresses before and you got some recommendations, feel free to let me know. I think I did a fairly good job, but you know, you can always be improving. Okay, so here I'm switching lenses now. Now I'm switching from my 24mm prime lens to my 50mm 1.8 prime lens. The 1.8 really separates the subject from the background, so I knew immediately that I wanted to do that and swap it because just that isolation, the increased bokeh in the background, the increased blurriness, that's all the good stuff that I wanted, without a doubt. So we're swapping that and we're going back to the shoe right away. So I know what I want here. I think I was trying to get this puddle. I think the puddle, whatever foot's your favorite foot, put it in front of the other. Okay. I think we changed this up. So now I'm asking her to jump. This is just something that I had in my brain, and I was like, you should jump or do a karate kick. Yeah. You'll also see later on that I also participate in the jumping. I didn't just tell her to do it. I made sure I did it too. Yeah, so here we're just trying a variety of jumps. Some of them looked cool. Ultimately, I think I decided not to use them because I didn't like the way they came out as much as some other photos did. But, you know, that's just part of the process, man. You just gotta try. Here I have, I don't know what my shutter speed's at, but I'm pretty sure it's probably like, if not one over 800th of a second, then probably one 1,000th of a second. Throughout this whole thing, you can see I'm trying different things. I'm going up and down. I'm trying to do much more than just like stand there and just point a camera at her. I'm moving, I'm getting close to the ground. I actually took my camera and I physically put it on this ground even though it's wet, and I just put my camera down there. I'm obviously very, very wary of my camera. I don't got the money to get a brand new one if I mess up this one, but I'm just trying different things. I'm trying to see what works. You never know. You try something you think is gonna be completely ridiculous, and then boom, magic, and that makes all the difference. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah. So when you get gold, and you just know it right away. And those were one of those shots where I saw it and right away I was like, oh yeah. Doing this stuff and you're like, is any of this even gonna be good? And yeah, like you get there and you get it. I'm asking her to just do a variety of the jumps. She's feeling it herself too. Like you can see that obviously at first we were just taking pictures and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But it actually ended up in editing. In editing, I thought one of the kicking shots that we took before was going to be one of my favorite shots, one of the game-winning shots. But it was that Joker kick shot that took the cake. That was the best shot of the whole entire thing. I love the framing, the composition, the Chicago in the background, and Jessie just had a great time doing it, and just her reaction. But again, it was an in-between thing, right? It wasn't the beginning of the movement, it wasn't the complete ending of the movement, it was everything in between that was just like perfect. We went ahead and we called it quits there. That was about 30 minutes of shooting right there. And then we ended up going to a different location where I went ahead and was the main person to be shot. That I might make a different video on because this one's getting pretty long right now. So just be out there, ABC, always be creating, and just, give it a try. Know that the first 5, 10, 20 minutes, you could be warming up. It's just take whatever shots, just take them. And if you're there, while you're there, just think about everything. If you're thinking about taking a shot, but you maybe, you're too tired, like, oh, whatever, we already got coverage of that, just take it again. You never know. The sort of Joker kick-esque shot is the one that really took the cake. And it wasn't even one. It was just one that I sort of did and laughed at when we did it. And it ended up becoming my favorite shot of the whole entire thing. So, long story short, you never know. Give it a try, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you have any advice from me as far as directing actors, actresses, and models, feel free to let me know down in the comments down below. And if you have never done it yourself, well, here it is. This is sort of the communication dynamic, and this is what you can sort of expect out of a quick sort of like 30-ish 1 hour shoot. Thanks Jessie and thanks Tay for joining me and for helping me. I will leave their Instagrams and YouTube's linked down below, so you can go ahead and check out their channels. And once again, my name is Phil Sweat, and I live in Chicago, the greatest city in the world. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.